have you seen TMNT, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
Well, the new one.
Have you seen the new one?
Yeah, I watched it the other day.
Yeah, you see the woman that owns that helps the children.
Well, April O'Neil.
She used to be white.
I had an issue with April O'Neil in the new TMNT. I don't care if she's black.
No, but she used to be white. Do you know why she black? That's just so random.
But do you know what bothers me the most about the new April O'Neil in TMNT? It's not the fact she's black. I don't give a shit. It's the fact they made her fat. Why?
She wore a jumpsuit, didn't she?
But in the new film, she's like a fat teenage girl.
Was it April O'Neil? Yeah, there we go.
But like, you'll see, they give her like a weirdly large belly.
And she was ginger.
There
it is.
Like, why? Why did they make her fat?
And
like,
she always wore a jumpsuit.
Like, I don't care if she... Like, I'm not trying to fat
No. It's just random.
What I'm trying to say is, like, they've gone out of their way to make her look unhealthy. Like, why?
It's just random, isn't it?
I don't understand why... As soon as I saw her in the film, I was like, why is she fat?
That's not her. I mean...
I don't get it.
You got the animated shit, and then...
I don't give a shit if she's black.
Like, no, not at all, but this is what I'm trying to say. It's just so random.
I understand making her black to make it more inclusive. Okay, that's actually quite cool. But why is she fat?
Why can't we have a black and a yellow turtle then? Tortoise.
Well, that would be woke.
That's what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm saying. It's like Batman in a minute. He's going to have to wear white. No, he can't wear white because that's White Dragon.
Yeah, you don't want to go down that road.
Peacemaker. You can't do that. In a minute, Alfred from Batman is going to be like an old frail lady. God, what are you doing to everything?
I don't understand.
Doesn't matter.
I know I keep saying it, but why is she fat? Like, why are they promoting the character? I mean, like, they've gone out of their way to make her unhealthy.
I think that's the original, isn't it? Where she was black. Then she went white, ginger, red-haired, purple, now black. Like, can we just stick with one story here?
I don't understand why they've made her purposely overweight. Why? That's so stupid.
Well, she didn't have to. She just look normal.
It's so stupid.
Shit, I said the word.
You can't say normal.
Can't say normal anymore.
Nothing's normal
We're
anymore.
definitely getting cancelled after this.
You are.
Get Tom off of it. Get him off. Oh, it's just... Yeah, I saw the videos and everything, man. I just think... Oh... April... There it is. April O'Neil, fat, black, old and gay. This is someone's YouTube.
I don't really know the old bit, but she was fat. I don't understand why they've made her like that. They've gone out of their way to like promote her as a character and made her unhealthy. Like being fat isn't healthy.
Calling her lazy.
We know this.
They basically called the creators lazy in that.
But they've almost gone out of their way as hard as they could to make her like a woke character. But why? Why are they doing this? Why? Someone tell me.
Just
why.
pack it in now. You're ruining childhoods. What are you going to do with Sonic next?
Make him Chinese.
You can't make him black because you've already got Shadow.
He'll be Chinese.
But how are you going to make him look Chinese? Because you're not allowed to use a slanted eye, are you? Because that's racist.
Offensive.
That's offensive.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
None of it makes any
sense.
None of it makes any sense.
All we're doing is we're changing the humans. Let's start changing the animals. All right, I'll tell you what. Why don't we start making some of them amputees or something?
They will.
What did Homelander say about having disabled people in the 7?
What was that?
He boxed Matty Boy's ears.
Oh, he did, didn't he? He clapped his face.
It doesn't work like that. You can't have a tortoise that's got his tail, like it's like got his leg missing.
Do you know what? I think they're probably.
Tell you what, next time, why don't you try and wake us up a bit more and put one of those plastic Coke rings they put on beers around the turtle's neck?
What, the plastic ones?
The plastic ring. Why don't you try and do that?
I'm amazed.
Instead of waking people's minds up about sex, gender, and orientation of the human body, let's start doing the problems that we got. We should be now showing parts plastic coming out of our body.
Do you know, I didn't know it as well. I've just remembered from the film. They made Michelangelo, Mikey the orange one, they made him really short. He looks like a dwarf compared to the rest of the turtles.
Wasn't one of them always small though?
Mikey was always smaller than the rest, but he looks like a child.
I think that was because he was built stumpy.
But like Raphael's obviously the biggest one.
Yeah, that's the red one, isn't it?
Yeah. Leonardo and Donatello are the same sort of size, but Mikey looks really small. Like he looks like a small child compared to the other ones in certain scenes.
I mean, I'll be
really
surprised.
weird.
To be honest, they probably
why.
won't even make action figures about April O'Neil because you'll be able to touch her. Next, that's sexual assault.
Sexual assault, a toy.
You want toys, so you won't be able to own these things in a minute. Like, And God forbid anyone that 3D prints anything that makes them sexy, because it'll just get written off in the world and anything.
It does get to a point with things like this where it's like it's almost ridiculous. Like people going out of their way to just be.
Is that
ridiculous.
the woman that played as her?
I have no idea. Maybe.
So if that's the woman that played as her, why didn't they make her bod look like her in the film? I've always never understood that.
That is weird, isn't it?
About animated films.
It's like they've tried to go woke by making her black. Okay, that's well, not woke, but they've tried to be inclusive by making her black. That's fair enough. That's actually quite cool. But then they've got the actress who isn't fat, and then they've made the character look fat on screen in the cartoon.
Can you imagine that, watching that in production?
But like, why have they done that?
Why have you done that to me?
Like, yeah. Why do I look like
done
that?
you, boy?
Why do I look like that?
You've ruined me.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't get it. I'm happy. I'm happy that we got a new film. But
I mean, if
you fucking.
I mean, I'm sure anyone.
We're gonna do a Nemo next. Give him 2 bad fins. What do you do? I don't know, make the great white a great black. You know.
I don't get it.
What are we doing?
I don't get it.
Leave things alone. Just leave it alone.
Do you know what this reminds me of? It reminds me of when you're a kid and people say, "Oh, can you pass me the black pen?" And someone says you can't say black, and it's like. Do you know what I mean? That sort of person.
Dark
You're like,
Caucasian.
Like you can because it's a fucking colour. That's not what I mean.
He passed me a dark Caucasian bin bag because you can, like he said.
I mean, your granddad did sound a bit racist to be fair.
It's true, but it's true. Like he said,
That's the sort of thing my nan would say.
He said that. He said it'll go wrong in a minute. I mean, it was like I was watching a video earlier. Someone talking about how he became the first high-ranking black man. Did you need to tell that you were black?
Who's this? Sorry, who are we talking about?
I'm not going to say it because it's not fair because he's a veteran. It's not fair to him because he's done very well, but he didn't need to. I know someone told him to say, make sure you mention you're the first high-ranking black man in the Royal Marines.
Yeah.
And you know when you think we didn't need that pushed on us, I didn't need to know that. You could have said. You could have said everything else, but you don't need to say that because I tell you now, I've got no disrespect whatsoever to the man in the rank or to the man that's fighting for this country. I don't care what fucking colour they are. We had Koreans fighting for us on those fucking beaches in Normandy, right? And just because they look like a lot of the fuckers that they're fighting in Japan, that's racist. But that's what it was. That's how it was back then. I don't care who you are, what you are.
Yeah.
But when you bring that into it, we're going down the hole of it.
Do you think that when someone is
making it sound like we suppressed it?
Yeah. Do you think that when someone has an achievement like that and they say, "This is great because I'm the first black whatever or Latino whatever," do you think in a way it kind of undervalues their achievement? Because it almost makes it sound like there might have been somewhere along the way where someone maybe made it easier for them because they were black to let them get to that position. I almost feel like sometimes, not in all cases.
No, but I do agree with you. This is what's happening now.
It almost devalues their achievement by saying.
Well, the RAF have been found as being white racist, haven't they?
Have they?
The RAF, they come up saying that they're being racist towards whites because they weren't employing white people. You know, what the fuck is going on? It's just reminding me, well, I wasn't there, but it's reminding me of the coaches. That was it Martin Luther King fought for?
Yeah.
All that hard work these people have done, all that hard work people have done for their what they fought for, and we're now going backwards.
Yeah, it does seem like in some ways we're going so woke on certain things. It almost seems like it's making things more difficult to be inclusive.
Well, it's being
because it's like on the one hand, it's like, oh, you only employ white people. Oh, okay, well, we'll employ more black people, and it's like you're only employing black people, and it's like, fuck, no, we're not. We're just trying to make it equal. Like
trying to make it equal. Equal would be when anyone walks into that interview room, and you look at 10 different people, and it's whoever the best person is in the interview.
I mean,
that's your equality.
I mean, when you run a business,
not looking at their skin, not looking at what they do, not looking at who they are, what religion they are.
I think when you run a business, you're trying to employ someone.
It was like years ago.
You just want to employ someone who does the best job.
It was like years ago with tattoos. A lot of people fought for discriminating against people who had tattoos on sleeves, necks, and everything. Tell you what, if the man or the woman can work, right, and they show me their best performance, I'll take them.
Yeah.
The funny thing was as well, it's like call centres. No, you can't work because you've got tattoos. Fucking person's behind a phone. You're never
What?
gonna. They're literally never gonna. They're never gonna be seen. Like you're that
Imagine
worried.
that.
Oh, because you don't want to look at him in the office because I don't know. He looks like Mike Tyson or intimidating because he's got a shark tattoo on the side of his neck. Like no, he's probably a lovely person.
Yeah, probably.
Probably got like the best personality you'd ever meet of a person. This is what it's coming to. This is the point we're coming to. Is that this is where we're getting too far fetched now down the rabbit hole. We're going backwards on ourselves. All of that time and all that energy was made to fight for equality and diversity and everything. 2023, I think this is the start of the downfall. There will be more riots to come. There will be more bloodshed to come. I mean, like them saying, white cops shooting black people. I mean, let's just remember a lot of those coppers are black as well. Don't just. It's not always just. Yeah, I'm not going to get too far into this.
Maybe we should leave it there on that segment.
Yeah, I think we'll leave it there on that segment. But that's just how it's becoming. It's just becoming more and more of a rabbit hole of all of it.
Yeah.
And
I think it's because none of it.
people say we're not equality in a minute because we haven't got one of our black mates or a black friend in the videos
involved in anything. Yeah.
Sorry. What can I do there?
That's almost like
I can't just literally send out like a recruit.
But then at that point, we're going out of our way to do it.
We are going out of our way.
There's never been any part of like this show that we do that's ever been about excluding anyone.
No, not
But
so.
we're also not going to.
And you also join the team. You join the team.
Yeah, we're not going to purposely include someone just for the sake of it because that could end up ruining things.
Exactly. I'd never ever if I'm not being funny. If we need a cameraman and whoever's got the stillest arms out there, they're getting employed.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh no, yeah, I'll take you because you have lizard skin. You can't do that.
No.
You just can't do that. Again, like we said, you do one thing, you exclude the other. Tell you what, bun it all off.
That's what makes it difficult.
And just, we employing anyone? Just put that on your resume. We're employing anyone.
Yeah,
employing anyone. And the films, leave the fucking films alone.
The films are.
But you know why? Because you get critics that then turn around and go blah. But they listen to the trolls and the critics. And people have got like thousands of fake accounts that are literally saying these things.
The films are a weird one because I think there are certain. I think people don't like the fact that
they were cartoons made a long, long time ago.
They were, but also I think people get a bit confused.
By a very racist man.
People get confused with what actually makes a difference and what doesn't. Like if Snow White, for example, is black, white, or Latino. That doesn't actually really change the character all that much.
Not so.
But if the dwarf isn't a fucking dwarf, that's not even the same character.
You can't call him a dwarf, can you?
Do you know what I mean?
You can't call him a dwarf.
Yeah, that's kind of true. I guess you can't.
But that's what I'm trying to say. But you couldn't call him Snow White and was it 7 Dwarfs? You can't call him a dwarf if they're 7 foot.
But like, if they're literally not a short person or a little person, that's not even the same character.
What do you call them?
Little people, I think.
No. What do you call the new ones?
I don't know. I don't think they've even really got a name. I think they're just calling it Snow White, aren't they?
The 7 men.
I don't think they're going to say it.
Snow White and the 7 followers.
Yeah.
The 7 companions.
Snow White and the 7 lads.
Reality, you only always was allowed 1 companion in Skyrim anyway. You can't have 7.
Imagine that. Imagine trying to get through a doorway with 7 of them in the way.
That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, what would you call them? What do we call them? Like, what were they then? Like, sexual partners?
Gangbang.
Exactly. Like, who were they to Snow White? Was Snow White the one that got kissed and woke up?
Oh, that's Sleeping Beauty.
That's Sleeping Beauty.
You're obviously not up on your fairy tales.
No, I'm not up on my fairy tales at all, no.